Hello and welcome back to Matt Hayes' Tottenham blog and to the first Transfer Talk video in quite a while. Of course, there's not going to be much transfer news as the window is closed, but there has been some big news breaking from Footy Insider over the last couple of days. Now before I get into all that, if you want more content like this, please go down and hit the subscribe button down below. I also do match previews and reviews and a lot of different interactive live streams, so please, if you want some of that, make sure to subscribe down below. Now, this news that has come out of Footy Insider is that Tottenham have not yet given up on their pursuit of Paulo Dybala. Now, Footy Insider, or actually Football Insider 247, they're known as Footy Insider. They were pretty reliable over the last transfer window, it has to be said. They broke a lot of news before other outlets that turned out to be true. One of the main ones regarding Tottenham was they actually broke the news that we had made a bid worth about £64.5 million to Juventus for Dybala early in August. And of course it was only a matter of days after that Sky Sports actually confirmed that. And there was, again, a whole host of outlets reporting that a bid of that size had been made and ultimately accepted, but of course we couldn't get that deal over the line. Now that deal didn't go over the line because Juventus did not want to sell Paulo Dybala unless they signed a replacement. Now where they're at the moment is they are still looking to sign a replacement for him, but with only, 5 days left in the European window, it's not looking particularly likely, and Paulo Dybala could actually stay at Juventus for the next couple of months. Now what Football Insider have said is that Tottenham, they've made it clear that they are keen to sign Juventus playmaker Paulo Dybala in January if he doesn't get a transfer over the line in the next week. Now this is an exclusive for Football Insider, and it says they tried to sign him before the English window shut, but they have not given up hope of landing him. Now they go on to say that a source inside Tottenham has told them that Daniel Levy has held talks with Juventus over the last couple of days in an effort to try and get this deal through. They're fresh conversations, and what they would do with this deal is what they kind of decided to do a bit too late last transfer window, where they would complete a deal and leave any negotiations with his image rights company, Image Star. They would do that completely separately and just complete a deal with Juventus and the player first, and then revisit the dealings with Image Star when they had to. So we are actually looking to make this is going to be a permanent move. There was talk that we'd sign him on loan last summer with a view to a permanent deal, but this would be permanent from the start. The players' camp are also aware that the Londoners remain in pursuit of him, whose future is in major doubt at Juventus. Now, I think Football Insider were one of the sources that also reported on deadline day Paulo Dybala was in London looking to complete that move to Tottenham. Now, it goes on to say it depends a lot on what happens over the next couple of days, and this is why this European window could be crucial for Tottenham, not just in their attempts to keep a hold of the likes of Eriksen, Alderweireld and potentially Jan Vertonghen, but also with this Dybala deal. Paris Saint-Germain have identified Dybala as a replacement for Neymar, who could head back to Spain 2 years after his arrival. There has been a lot of significant developments in that deal over the last couple of days. Both Barcelona and Real Madrid have actually made progress, and it could end up being down to the player which club he will decide. So a departure at PSG for Neymar, preferably for Tottenham, I would like to see him go to Barcelona, because in that deal there's going to be more attacking midfield players that could end up at PSG as part of that deal. Some of the players that were named who are still at Barcelona, Ousmane Dembele was one of them. I know Malcolm and Coutinho were both in there as well, but they've both since departed. Players like Ivan Rakitic and Sergio Roberto could also be allowed to leave Barcelona this summer. Real Madrid are also offering a number of players. Apparently Gareth Bale was one of them. And interestingly, Luka Jovic, who they just signed earlier in this window, could also be part of that deal. So I think it could benefit us that any deal to see Neymar leave PSG would more than likely have a number of attacking players going towards PSG. But either way, they have identified Paulo Dybala as a replacement for Neymar. So that Neymar deal, it means a lot for Tottenham at the moment. Now, as I said, Daniel Levy has held talks with Juventus over the last couple of days. I imagine any deal to bring him in January would probably cost us a bit more than what we almost paid in the August windows. Of course, £64.5 million. But I think when it comes to January, Juventus will have a lot more time to get deals over the line. I think they'd be in a better position to bring in a replacement, which is ultimately what they need. And with kind of the main target from last summer, Mauro Icardi, he's not really getting game time at Juventus. They played their first game on Monday against Lecce, and as far as I'm aware, Icardi wasn't in the squad at all. So he could be someone that could leave Juventus, that could leave Inter Milan in January. Of course, they've just signed Romelu Lukaku, and Antonio Conte has made it clear that he does not want Mauro Icardi at the team. So we could be very lucky, and we could potentially see Paulo Dybala join Tottenham in January. Whether or not that depends on what happens with Christian Eriksen this window, I'm not too sure, because I think if we do get rid of Eriksen this summer, it will be a ridiculously low price. Apparently they're only looking for about 30 million if they are going to let him go at the moment, which of course it will go a bit of the way into completing a deal for Dybala. But I think it's just a bit encouraging now that this outlet, who were so reliable over the last transfer window, have said it's an exclusive to them, saying that Tottenham are keen to get this deal over the line, and they are working through it. Even though the window is closed, they're trying to get a deal done in time for January, because there's no doubt that if he doesn't leave Juventus this window, over the next couple of windows, the interest will only grow, as it looks more likely that he will leave the club. So look, I'm really happy with this news. It's a bit of good news in a rather worrying week that we've had so far. But of course, it doesn't mean anything yet. We still have a long time to wait, and it could eventually be ruined over the next couple of days if he does leave Juventus. But I suppose the news is that if Juventus do not sell Dybala this summer, Tottenham are keen to complete a deal to sign him ahead of the January transfer window. So that is all I have time for this video today. If you have enjoyed it, please give the video a big thumbs up. Put down in the comments what you think about this news. I know there's a lot of fans, especially people who watch my videos, that weren't particularly convinced that any deal for Dybala would materialise in any way, but of course it very nearly did, and it could potentially go through in January. So make sure to leave in the comments below what you think. If you want more content like this, plus, as I said, interactive live streams, match reviews and stuff like that, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and click that notification bell so you don't miss whenever I upload. Thanks for watching.